the name of Almighty Allah, the most merciful. In this session, we will discuss committees of the board, Chapter 9 of Corporate Governance Regulations, which are meant for listed companies which are enlisted with Pakistan Stock Exchange. We are discussing committees of the board. And in our previous sessions, we have discussed among the committees, we have discussed Audit Committee, we have discussed HR and Remuneration Committee. In this session, we will discuss, first of all, Nomination Committee and Regulation 29 of Corporate Governance Regulations. In fact, enumerate the composition and the terms of reference for this committee. So let me invite Mr. Abdul Rafi Sajid to share Regulation 29 with the participants.
Yes, sir. So give me 1 second, sir. The board may constitute a separate committee designated as the nomination committee of such number and class of directors as it may deem appropriate in its circumstances. 2. The nomination committee shall be responsible for considering the making recommendation to the board in respect of the board's committees and the chairmanship of the board's committee and keeping the structure, size and composition of the board under regular review and for making recommendations to the board with regards to any changes necessary.
Thank you very much, Mr.
3.
Abdul Rafi Sajid. So far in sub-regulation 1 and 2 of Regulation 29 of Corporate Governance Regulations, we have discussed initially that what will be the precise responsibilities of nomination committee. And we got to know that nomination committee is meant for nominating the chairman for different boards committees. And of course, this is also the duty of the nomination committee to look at the structure of the given committee, its size and composition, and just to ensure that it is in fact composed in a manner, or the committees are nominated in a manner which is in fact in compliance with the regulations and which is having a beneficial impact for the company's working. Now, in the second part, we will discuss the terms of reference for this committee. And basically, in a precise manner, this is being discussed here underneath this sub-regulation 3. Let me ask Ms. Tehreem Nadeem to share this aspect of the nomination committee with the participants.
Sir, from second?
Yes, from the third point, that is terms of reference.
Okay. The terms of reference of nomination committee shall be determined by the board, ensuring there is no duplication or conflict with matters stipulated under terms of reference of HR and Remuneration Committee.
That's right. So basically, this needs to be avoided that two of the committees, in fact, if are having the nature of the job which is similar to each other, how committees are composed or how the members of the committees are nominated, that it should not cause any duplication or conflict in terms of the terms of reference. And as we know that Human Resource and Remuneration Committee and this nomination committee, these are the two committees which are in fact which comprising or which comprises of the members of board of directors. And especially while you see constituting these committees, this is made sure that these their heads are the one who are having background knowledge and the qualification to run these committees. In this session, we will further discuss another sort of committee, that committee which is actually underneath the regulation 30 of corporate governance regulations. and that is known as Risk Management Committee. Let's have a look at Risk Management Committee, and let me invite another mate of our class to share this sort of committee. Let me ask Mr. Saad Fawad for the reading of Risk Management Committee. Yes, Mr. Saad, please. Mr. Raza Rahman, can you do the reading for the participants?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Risk Management Committee. The board may constitute the Risk Management Committee of such members and class of directors as it may deem appropriate in its circumstances to carry out a review of effectiveness of risk management procedures and present a report to the board.
That's right. So the procedures adopted by different committees or board of directors, risk management committees' main role is, their focal role is to review the effectiveness of the policies in place and to see that whether those policies are commensurate with the circumstances of the company, of the financial circumstances of the company, and the risks involved are not the one which can cause detrimental impact for the company's functioning. And if there is anything of that sort, then risk management committee's primary role is to review the situation and present its report to the board of directors. And of course, this is also the duty of risk management committee, that they will suggest the measures which are required to be adopted in order to avoid that risk, which can undermine the working of the company, which can undermine the financial health of the company. And of course, in terms, if a company is related to imparting services, then of course this needs to be seen that whether if there are any risks involved in terms of imparting services, what measures can be taken to avoid that. So this is the primary function of risk management committee. This sort of committee, which is in fact embodied in Regulation 30, the sub-regulation 2 of Regulation 30 deals with the terms of reference for this committee. And let me ask Ms. Tehreem Nadeem to share the reading of this sub-regulation 2 with the participants.
The term of reference of the committee may include the following. Number one, monitoring and review of all material controls, financial operational compliance. Number two, risk mitigation measures are robust and integrity of financial information is ensured. And number three, appropriate extent of disclosure of company risk framework and internal control system in director's report.
That's right. So look at this very aspect of the terms of reference for this risk management committee. If we look at number one, in fact, TOR for this committee, that is pretty important, and it provides that the primary function of risk management committee is to do the monitoring and review of all material controls, financial, operational, and compliance. So in fact, in this monitoring and in this review, this risk management committee will ensure that the financial controls are up to the mark, the operational capability is there in order to operate the operations of the company. And moreover, if there is a need for capacity building, that area is also catered in the report. And furthermore, the compliance and this compliance is in terms of relevant regulations, in terms of relevant policies, time to time introduced by the regulators, just to ensure that that company is working in compliance with the enabling policies of the stakeholders and policies introduced by the concerned regulators. If we look at number second point, this second point of in terms of reference, we found that risk mitigation measures are robust and integrity of financial information is ensured. Now, this second part, which deals with integrity of financial information, this is of key importance. If we look at the companies which have in fact ended in liquidation, or companies which ended in failure, we will find that the financial information, these were not provided as per the relevant law, or at times there were no mechanism available in order to ensure that the financial information provided to the stakeholders, provided to the regulator, are up to the mark. Or it was found that at times there is no disclosure of the material information, which resulted into the liquidation of the company. And especially in corporate sector, we may, if we research, we will find that internationally, in corporate sector, there had been scams, and especially there were scams in India, there were scams in United States of America, wherein you see the companies, they have concealed certain material financial information, and resultantly those companies ended in fiasco. If I, on a lighter note, if I suggest you to watch a movie called Margin Call, MARGINCALL, Margin Call, you will find that in a developed country, how concealment of information resulted into a huge scam, which has jolted the economy of that country. So this is just one example. This is important that Risk Management Committee, keeping in view Regulation 30 of Corporate Governance Regulations, ensure that there is a mechanism in place in order to avoid that situation, and to ensure that the compliance is to the extent that this kind of you see mechanism is provided, that the occurrence should be avoided. And so this is the primary function of Risk Management Committee. And the last TOR, which is the one right given here, we will just share with our participants. Let me ask Ms. Tehreem Nadeem to read once again this TOR in order to discuss it. That is the last TOR for Risk Management Committee. Yes, Ms. Tehreem, please.
Appropriate extent of disclosure of company's risk framework and internal control system in director's report.
That's right. So you see, when this Risk Management Committee, in fact, on one hand is responsible to provide relevant information to the board of directors in terms of risks involved for all the three key areas, which involves financial, operational, and and the third area, which is the compliance. So this is the primary function of the Risk Management Committee, to ensure that all these key areas are taken care of, and resultantly, when there will be the compliance of the relevant regulations and the policies introduced by the regulator time to time, the company will function in a manner which is conducive, which is beneficial not only for the stakeholders, but of course for the society at large. And you see, the primary purpose of corporate governance regulation is to ensure that companies are working in a manner which is beneficial, not prejudicial. So beneficial for the society, though the purpose of any company is to earn profits for the shareholders, but at the same time, not at the cost of environment, not at the cost of society, not to cause hazards for the society or for the environment. So this is why the compliance of these regulations is mandatory. And this is why we have gone through different committees of the board, and we found that right from the audit committee, HR and remuneration committee, and then of course this risk management committee, and all these committees, and above all the nomination committee, their key role is to ensure that the compliance of the regulation is made, and the composition of these committees is such which is there to meet the ends of these regulations. So with these words, let's conclude this session. And we have discussed at length committees of the board, and especially in this session, we have discussed two main committees, including nomination committee and risk management committee. With these words, thank you very much for your participation.